notified the White House and everyone else that he was working from home during that time period when he was actually hospitalized, and his number two was on vacation.
Congress returns this week, and there's a bipartisan budget deal, and Fox's Aisha Hasni reports if approved, it would provide funding the rest of the fiscal year.
It's a major step that could help avoid a partial government shutdown later this month. The deal, brokered by House Speaker Mike Johnson and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, allows for just over $1.5 trillion in spending.
The door plug that got blown off a plane after takeoff Friday, scaring everybody in an Alaska Airlines flight, has been found by a school teacher in Portland, Oregon.
He found it in his backyard. Thank you, Bob.
National Transportation Safety Board Chair Jennifer Homendy did not give his full name. The depressurized jet landed safely. Nobody was hurt. More than 100 other Boeing planes are grounded as they investigate. They gave out the Golden Globes last night. Oppenheimer won 5 of them, including Best Drama Movie. Poor Things got Best Comedy or Musical, beating out Barbie. The Bear and Successful won Golden Globes as Best TV Shows. America's listening to Fox News.
Hey, you're up next.
My throat hurts so bad. There's no way I can sing tonight.
Here, try these.
Vicks VapoCool Drops.
Yeah, Vicks VapoCool Drops has maximum strength menthol with a rush of Vicks Vapors.
Ooh, I can already feel it.
I told you. So, you ready?
I'm ready.
Vaporize sore throat pain fast with Vicks VapoCool Drops.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Well, Secretary of State Antony Blinken prepares to go to Israel, trying to prevent the war against Hamas from escalating beyond Gaza. The Pope is calling for a ceasefire on every front in his annual speech on the state of the world.
In his yearly address to diplomats, Pope Francis says more must be done to prevent war and human suffering. The conflict in Gaza dominated the speech. Francis describing the October 7th attack by Hamas on Israel as an atrocious act of terrorism and extremism. He also demanded the immediate release of all remaining hostages. But the pontiff had criticism for Israel too, saying the Israeli military response had caused an exceptionally grave humanitarian crisis. Pope Francis wants world leaders to pursue a two-state solution to the conflict. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
He went from key COVID advisor for Presidents Trump and Biden the lightning rod for controversy. And later this morning,
Dr. Anthony Fauci will sit for a closed-door interview with lawmakers to discuss the U.S. response to the coronavirus pandemic. Republican Congressman Rob Whitman is curious to hear what the House Select Committee on the Coronavirus Pandemic learns from the former director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases.
I think there are a lot of questions about what happened through COVID-19, through the pandemic, decisions that were made.
Democrats have credited Fauci for saving lives during the pandemic. In Washington, Ryan Schmelz, Fox News.
On Wall Street, falling stock futures suggest more selling to start the week. On Sunday Night Football, Buffalo beat Miami 21-14.
By winning the game in the AFC East, the Bills are the #2 seed of the AFC playoffs, which means they will be home next Sunday against the Steelers, who clinched a playoff spot Sunday when the Jaguars lost to the Titans.
That's Fox's Jared Max. Green Bay beat Chicago 17-9, giving the Packers the final NFC wild card. The Atlanta Falcons, after missing the playoffs, fired head coach Arthur Smith. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. A group of 5 Illinois voters trying to remove former President Donald Trump's name from the Illinois primary election ballot. Free Speech for People filed a formal objection that could prevent Illinois residents from casting a vote for Trump in the March primary. You may have heard of scammers pretending to be your relatives, but some scammers starting to use technology to sound even more like them. Illinois Attorney General raising awareness of phone scammers using artificial intelligence to mimic the voices of loved ones. The FTC also warned of these scams last year. A Southern Illinois University Medical School student will be representing Illinois in the upcoming 2024 Miss America competition. Jessica Tilton crowned the 2023 Miss Illinois. She's competing in the Miss America competition, which will be broadcast live from Orlando, Florida, January 14. Hilton started doing pageants after being inspired by a TikTok video. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Yeah, that young lady you just mentioned was Miss America this last June. Gracie and I were there emceeing. So very lovely lady. Nobody expected her to win. She's a teacher at Bradley, I think. And anyway, they were going nuts, and she's in Miss America. I don't know what channel that thing's on. They've been trying to find a new network.
Okay.
But anyway, good morning. It's Monday. That's Diane Ducey.
Good morning.
I am Stevie Jay, and we welcome you to the program. It's great to have you listening. It is January the 8th. We check our weather forecast with the smart guy, meteorologist Greg Solier, brought to you by Carl.
Carl reminds you they work every day to improve the health of community members across the region, and it wouldn't be possible without team members like those who are interested in helping others. If you'd like to help patients in need and need a good job, carl.org/careers.
Yeah, some people worried about the weather here. Meteorologist Greg Solier, he's got the word, and whatever he says goes. So, sir, what you seeing on your maps this morning?
Well, those maps and charts, as we had talked about last week, getting far more active around here. The other boot and or hoof is going to be dropping this week and into next from a winter storm standpoint, first of all, then some probably the season's coldest air, and maybe even some flirting with near zero type cold around here at some point late in the weekend or more so early next week, depending on the degree of snow cover we come up with. And I'll tell you, everything but the kitchen sink comes down on this first weather system, a little more in the way of leaning more towards snowfall here on the secondary one for later this week. So going to be a busy one already. Winter weather advisories in effect 6 o'clock this evening until 6 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday. And so heads up on stuff that is building back to the west of us. 30 now, Willard and Savoy. We've got some wet snow and rain that'll be breaking out as the day wears on. What's helping outside of and apart from some of the snow cover, the residual effect of what we had here on some of that Friday night and Saturday stuff. A little rain and wet snow get going. Temperatures up around 37. That will help with treatment and stuff. But tonight we've got a couple of periods of rain, mixed wet snow, a shift over to primarily wet snow in the overnight, and there could be some pretty quick accumulations by tomorrow morning, probably an inch or two as you get into the southern edge of Champaign County, maybe down towards Tuscola as well. You get up outside of Champaign County Ford, maybe parts of Livingston, McLean counties, maybe 4 or 5 through tomorrow morning. That'll be wet packing stuff, lows tonight right around freezing. That helps with treatments of roads. Rain tomorrow, primarily. Areas of fog and some pretty healthy downpours, up to 42 tomorrow. A little rain and wet snow before midnight tomorrow night with a low down to 28. So watch for some fog as well in pockets through early tomorrow night. Windy, partly sunny, quiet Wednesday at 35. Maybe a snow shower 36 on Thursday. Then more snow versus mixed rain getting going Friday, and then a shift over to snow here. Late Friday night could be a few inches of accumulation as well there. 30 to 35 on temperatures and dropping. Here comes the cold for the weekend. Just 25 Saturday. 20 on Sunday, single-digit lows come Sunday and Monday morning. A couple of passing snow showers and flurries as well. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
All right, winter, my friends. Winter is around, and that's to be expected.
That's what we get on January 8th.
Yeah, stuff like this, but it's, again, deal with it. It just depends, right?
That's right.
It's always like, okay, if it goes this way, it goes that way.
Right.
Yeah.
And if the winds do get up to 40 mile an hour, that is a concern overnight.
Yep, we'll be keeping our eyes on it. We get used to this, but we've had a wonderful winter so far. Political strategist, founder and CEO of Freedom's Fund USA. It's a nonprofit to protect freedom and national security from threats that impact our future. Ashley Smith Thomas, that's a broad subject that impacts our future. There's a lot, Ashley, that impacts our future, huh?
Oh, absolutely, without a doubt. And one of those is just the security of our nation. So we've got to make sure it stays secure so that way we can continue to move forward and have a bright future.
Yeah, well, at least the border's secure, huh?
Oh, I wish.
Man.
I wish it was secure.
I don't know. I mean, this has gotten away from us, obviously. What do we do?
That is such a great question. It would be great if Congress would actually do their job. That's a starter. Over the weekend, Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, he actually struck a deal with congressional leaders to pass the government spending. And it was interesting because last week on Wednesday, Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, along with GOP colleagues of his, went down to Eagle Pass, Texas, to see what's going on at the border and call for the need to pass House Resolution 2, which is the Border Security Act of 2023. And some of his colleagues shared that they would not vote for the spending bill. Rather, they would want the government to shut down until the border was secure. However, Speaker Johnson did not share the same sentiments as his colleagues and was able to strike a bipartisan deal over the weekend to prevent a government shutdown. So it's going to be interesting to see what he does next, because these appropriation bills, such as border security, Ukraine funding, and funding to Israel, that's all in the forefront of many people's minds, particularly the Democrats, because they're trying to tie Ukraine funding to the border security bill. So I'm curious to see how Speaker Johnson's going to handle that here in the coming days now that he prevented a government shutdown. Is he actually going to now move forward and hold strong to securing our border, or is he going to be pressured by Democrats to put funding for Ukraine first?
You know, I don't know if there's any other country in the world where you can just walk in. I don't think there is. And yet it's happening here at an alarming rate. We had 300,000 migrants that have come to America just in December. And again, my radical thought on this, Ashley, is to actually fill out paperwork and do it the proper way, but that got away from us years ago.
Oh, absolutely. And that's why we have a legal process. And it's sad because I've met individuals who are immigrants to our country that have come here the right way, the legal way. And it took them 8, 10, 20 years to become a U.S. citizen. And yet you have people just walk across our border, no problem. They receive benefits. Look at California, wanting to give health benefits to all the illegals that have come into their state, let alone provide sex changes for illegals that want to have a sex change. And that becomes a burden on the taxpayer. Why are we doing that? And one, that's such a violation to our Constitution. And so looking at what is happening at the border, you know, we've had congressional leaders for decades talk about the need for comprehensive immigration reform. Now, that's a great buzzword, but then why are we not actually seeing legislation to better enhance the immigration process, but also make it legal in a more quick, efficient way so that those who are trying to do it the right way are not taking 10, 15, 20 years to become a U.S. citizen. And it's really disconcerting because, you know, when you look at what's happening at the border and when you had CBP warning that December was the highest crossing that they had ever seen, and then in October 2023, during the House Committee of Homeland Security, FBI Director Christopher Wray, I mean, the fact that he was sounding the alarm of concern of what was going on at our border, particularly after the October 7th Hamas attack in Israel, knowing that Iran and their proxies, such as Hezbollah and Hamas, are increasing their antics. You've got the terrorist organizations such as the Taliban and ISIS just brewing over the Middle East, and yet we see so many military-aged males crossing our border. It is very disconcerting because CBP also stated that in 2023, there was 1.8 million gotaways. They can't find them. And they came into our border. So where are those 1.8 million people? And so it's really disconcerting. And I wish Congress would take the safety and the security of our country more seriously.
Just follow the law. I mean, that'd be a good start. Just follow the law we agreed to and wrote. Ashley Smith-Thomas, how can people find Freedom's Fund?
Yes, so they can visit freedomsfundusa.org. That's freedomsfundusa.org. They can also find me on social media. It's Ashley Smith-Thomas on Facebook and on Instagram.
Thanks so much. Appreciate you joining us, Ashley, from Dallas, Texas, on the Tapman's Towing phone line. ESPN 93.5 at 7:15 on this Monday, January 8th. Sports headlines.
All right. Wisconsin beat Illinois women's basketball team 67-61 yesterday. And next up for them will be in Lincoln, Nebraska, Thursday at 7 against Nebraska. Of course, Purdue, number 1, taking down number 9, Illinois, on Friday night.
Yeah, we Brad Underwood after the game. Why did we get off to such a poor start?
Zach Gordon tie. We expected it. We got good looks. We got some pretty good looks in there. Nothing more than that. It's my fault. I didn't spend enough time on it in practice. We expected it to a certain extent. We thought if we could get stops that would pose some problems for them in transition. Yeah, we just got out of rhythm, and it was hard to get a stop. They just wore us out on the boards. We get cut to 3 in the first half. after just a really rocky start. And then it was offensive rebound 3, offensive rebound 3, offensive rebound 3.
Just couldn't get to glass. I mean, they out-rebounded us by 15. Purdue coach Matt Painter on the Fighting Illini and some of our guys.
Marcus, the Mask, is a hell of a player. Like, he is a really good player. Guerrier, Hawkins, Luke Goody was fabulous. I love Ty Rodgers. We tried to get Ty Rodgers. He's a hard-charging dude. He's about winning. On down the line. They have a good basketball team.
Yep, we'll see him again in March here in Champaign-Urbana.
Yeah.
But Purdue is a good team.
Yeah,
really
they
good.
are.
Yeah, number one. I don't think our ranking will change. I mean, we're 9. We're down 66-45. We cut it to 81-78 with 12 seconds left. The Illini came back, showed some good fight. Purdue's a darn good team. So we'll see him again in March here at Champaign at State Farm. The last regular season game will be against Purdue here in a sellout.
But next up, Michigan State Thursday at 8. So take note of that. I know Michigan State was beat by Northwestern yesterday, 88-74. And, of course, we beat Northwestern.
I don't understand. I mean, Tom Izzo's teams always start slow, and they play good teams. They lose, and they get really good. Wow. Northwestern, we got to play Northwestern in 16 more days up there. It'll be different. We beat them by 30 here. I would presume we'll kind of do the same ISO and all that stuff, but obviously Northwestern beating Purdue up there and also now Michigan State. So we'll see. Michigan State comes to town. Illinois, I'm sure, will be favored, but each game's tough, and you got to protect home court.
Penn State over Michigan, 79-73.
Struggling.
And then Minnesota over Maryland, 65-62. Yeah. Well, the Packers beat the Bears, 17-9. Your Saints did well over Atlanta,
but it's over.
48-17.
They were out of the playoffs.
Oh, okay.
They had to have the Cardinals beat Seattle, which didn't happen, and the Bears had to beat Green Bay for Saints to sneak in.
Mm-hmm.
So the playoffs are set.
And the Packers will take on Dallas, who beat Washington 38-10. And last night, Buffalo over Miami 21-14. Our friend Kyle, who's on in the afternoon, our intern, is going to be bummed about the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Houston eliminating the Colts 23-19 yesterday.
Yeah, Houston's coach should be NFL Coach of the Year. That's amazing what they did. Our weather brought to you by the Urbana Park District.
The Urbana Park District reminds you swimming is a great way to get fit in 2024, and they've got some great passes and punch cards and a big sale. You can find out more at urbanaparks.org.
Want to shine up your shovel? It's winter this week, my friends.
And everyone, let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana vicinity, an active and moisture-laden one for this week with wet snow and rain breaking out in spots this afternoon, up to 37 for the high. Gusty southeast wind, breezy tonight, and a period or two of some rain and wet snow early on. Some wet snow mixed with some rain again after midnight. Accumulations of 1 to as much as 4 inches. Heaviest out northwest of Champaign and Champaign County, and the best accumulations on colder surfaces, a low down to 33. Tomorrow, cloudy, windy periods of rain, areas of fog up to 42. That rain will mix with a bit of snow before ending tomorrow night. Low down to 28, becoming partly sunny. Still windy. 35 on Wednesday, a snow shower or 2, and 36 on Thursday. Another storm in here for Friday. This too has rain, some wet snow, a change over to snow, and some accumulation potential later Friday into Friday night. Highs up to 35 and dropping on Friday. Much colder for the weekend. Gusty winds, a couple of snow showers and flurries. 25 the high on Saturday, 20 on Sunday. Single-digit lows due in by early next week. Stevie Jay Broadcasting. I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
And we have a Stever. Stand by. We'll tell you about that next.
Since Busey Bank first opened our doors in 1868, we have built upon a tradition of close relationships and broad financial capabilities. Our experienced team provides the highest level of personalized service to ensure we accomplish your goals, simplifying your wealth management and business lending needs and ensuring a legacy for generations. Building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
Tapman's Towing.
I'm Stuart Varney, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks are under pressure. Boeing is in the Dow Jones Industrials, and the stock is slumping after the FAA grounded more than 170 of its 737 MAX jets following Friday's Alaska Airlines incident. Investors are also uncertain how the Federal Reserve will proceed on interest rates after Friday's stronger-than-expected employment report. Shell is down more than 1%. The energy giant says it will have expenses from $2.5 $2.5 to $4.5 billion related to its refining and chemicals hub in Singapore, and it will report a loss for the current quarter. Shell's looking to sell that Singapore unit. Abercrombie & Fitch is optimistic about its business. It's raising expectations for earnings, and Abercrombie says holiday sales were solid. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
I'm Charles Payne. Listen to my Unstoppable Prosperity podcast so I can get you making money right now. 35 years on Wall Street taught me how to successfully invest in the stock market. In my 4-part series, I'm going to teach you too. Some of Fox Business's finest join me to help tell my story, impart crucial lessons from my Unstoppable Prosperity book, and to give you the tools to achieve your own financial dreams.
Listen anytime, everywhere at foxbusinesspodcast.com or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
Tapman's Towing, team of experienced tow professionals, is seeking others with CDLs, previous tow experience, and or strong interest in serving others. Please visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
Think warm thoughts and get your pool plans ready now. Buy a membership at the Urbana Park District Crystal Lake Park Family Aquatic Center. There's a huge discount for individual and family memberships. Go in person to the Phillips Recreation Center or the Urbana Indoor Aquatic Center. Call 217-367-1544. Check out the pool with the Urbana Park District. You belong here. urbanaparks.org.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Yeah, we have the Cardinal Caravan Friday, and it's getting a lot of attention because Jordan Walker is coming to town.
Absolutely.
He's a superstar on the rise. He just turned 22 years old. Tall drink of water, 6'5", and really talented. So that's exciting to have Jordan Walker at our Cardinal Caravan. By far, of the 6 caravans, we have the best one from the standpoint of name recognition. Chip Carey will be here. It's Harry's grandson, Skip's son. He'll be the MC. We got Benji Molina, Yachty's brother. He's a great guy. He's here as well. I put a request in to see if he'll jump on the phone with us Friday before the caravan. Anyway, it's coming this Friday at the iHotel. Doors open at 11. If you want to sit in the front row, you have to get there at 11. Because I'm pretty sure some of those really close seats will be gobbled up quickly this time. We'll have raffle tickets to sell for all kinds of Cardinals stuff. All the money, 100% of it will go to Restoration Urban Ministries. Irvin and their fine staff will be around selling raffle tickets to get all the Cardinal gear. And it's a subtle way the Cardinals give back, but they bring all the prizes and let a charity keep it.
It's funny, though. Somebody had approached me after church and talked about the Cardinal Caravan. Oh, I don't know if I want to go with all the lines. I'm like, lines? I said, after the program, we do open it up, and it's first kids 12 and under, and we give them, numbers so that they go through about a dozen at a time and get their item autographed, or they provide something for the kids to autograph. But that's the only line I know of, really.
People sit in their chairs to line. Right. You don't have to stand in line.
Exactly.
But it takes about 45 minutes to get everybody through.
You don't necessarily have to get anything autographed.
You don't have to do
a line at all.
You want to get and see, hi, Jordan. How are you?
I know.
I mean, you want to schmooze?
Exactly.
And then we do have an opportunity for media. If you're a member of the media, you can come at 11:30 and get a one-on-one.
That's right.
With any of the players. Andre Palante, who's a fine reliever, he'll also be here, as will Victor Scott II, who's super fast. Jacob played against Victor Scott II fall ball.
Did he steal a base?
He says he's super fast. He says he's real fast. So that's a Cardinal prospect that's coming. Packy Naughton's a reliever. He'll be here. Brad Thompson, who's on a lot of TV broadcasts with Chip Carey. So they'll all be here again. It's Cardinal Caravan time already, and we're keeping an eye on that weather for Friday. We think it'll be rain at that time. It's a noon when we start the program. Everybody out of there by 1:45.
So I guess outfielder Richie Palacios has been traded for right-hander reliever Andrew Kittredge. Tampa Bay Rays.
Richie Palacios played very well for the Cardinals.
Okay.
Very, very well. And he played in September and showed well, but Cardinals got like 10 outfielders. I mean, they got a lot of outfielders. Tyler O'Neill's now gone. Richie Palacios is gone. We got Eric Kittredge is former All-Star,
right?
2021 All-Star with Tampa.
34 on opening day.
Yeah, why not? Because all of our pitchers are 34. I mean, we're just one of the requirements. He's got to be old enough to go to be president. He's got to be 35 to be president.
Got some experience for sure. It looks like Ryan Helsley and Giovanni Gallegos
okay.
will be our late inning relievers also with this new guy, Andrew Kittredge, joining
All
the
right,
team.
so Cardinal Caravan, plan on it, and we'll see you then. Brought to you by Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance.
That's right.
We have a Stever today, ladies and gentlemen. It's Long Branch Steakhouse.
Excellent.
I'm handing out $50 bills. We ask that you only win this once every 12 months, just to share it.
Yep.
We appreciate you. But
Give somebody else an experience with these awesome steaks and sides.
So you'll have, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday this week, and Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday next week to cash this in. Otherwise, it goes away. You'll get it on your phone. You'll get an email if you win one of these. Tonight after 8 is when you should get notified, and then it'll be on your phone, and you call it up when you go there. Show them your certificate. You push complete when you're done eating, and your survey will conveniently pop up. You get $50 off whatever you eat at Long Branch Steakhouse. Just go to gostever.com. It's up right now, and you can enter to get $50 bill from me to go eat there.
Awesome.
It's Long Branch Steakhouse. It's the program where I, Stevie Jay, gladly give you my money, and you spend it, keep the stuff, and again, fill out your survey thoughtfully to help Donnie get better macaroni and cheese. That's happened several years back. Okay, best basketball game in the high school season tomorrow night. It's the two best teams in the area. St. Joe Ogden is probably right there. They've lost some games. Tuscola got upset over the weekend. They were number 1 in 1A. I doubt if they'll be 1A number 1 anymore. They'll probably be 2 or 3. But Tuscola plays at Unity.
Okay.
And Unity is the last unbeaten team in the area.
Okay, go Rockets.
15-0.
Now on Friday night, they had the Salute to Unity's basketball program, and lots of great players from the past were getting honored.
Well, Friday night we had a little birthday party. We watched Illinois-Purdue. Nathaniel birthday party we had. I missed that. But I'd love to go see the Tuscola game. Let's see what the weather's doing. I know a lot of people are watching. And, of course, ESPN 93.5, licensed to the great town of Tuscola. So we'll see the Warriors here in Kelowna tomorrow night against the Rockets. And Matt Franks, new coach for the Fighting Illini, a long history of Franks and Philo.
Yep.
Matt is CJ's younger brother, the son of Larry Franks, the mayor of our town. Anyway, it's going to be a good basketball game.
Okay.
And everybody in Tuscola is coming. If the weather's okay, Rocket Center is the biggest facility in central Illinois with 2,000 seats.
Yeah.
And they're all coming. I would think. This is as good as it's going to get in the high school basketball realm. Tuscola 1A, Unity 2A, and Unity presses. So it will be very interesting. 7:29. I'm going to be back in just a few moments. Coming up, Hans Spiskowski, he's from the Heritage Foundation. And just because we have the safest, most secure election in U.S. history, Hans is a legal integrity expert and an expert when it comes to elections. Let's see what he says about stuff. Just see how conspiratorial I am. Stand by. Don't go away.
Are you tired of shivering in the winter? Look no further than your local heroes at ABC Heating and Air Conditioning. Hi, this is Gina inviting you to give us a call at 217-352-5400 to book your appointment to make sure your furnaces run safely and efficiently this winter. We've been proudly locally owned and operated and have been serving our community for over 50 years. ABC, always be comfortable. Call me 217-352-5400 to book your appointment today or go to abcheatingandac.com.
When you're buying a battery, it's important to look beyond just the price and make sure you're buying a quality battery. So when you're buying one from the big box store, make sure you ask the question, what's the date on this battery? Is it dependable? Sometimes the big box stores have batteries that have been sitting on the shelf for years. Or you can just come to Interstate Batteries, outrageously dependable, and buy your battery from the people who only do batteries. Interstate Batteries at 2504 North Madison, Champaign. Way out there, but totally worth the drive. How much is dependable worth to you? Interstate Batteries, open 6 days a week.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Some House Republicans say there aren't enough cuts in the federal funding agreement announced by congressional leadership. Tennessee Republican Tim Burchett tells Fox they promised their constituents big cuts during campaigns.
And we're never going to do any of that stuff because we don't have the guts.
North Carolina Republican Greg Murphy tells Fox Business the deal's not perfect,
but it's the best thing we have to move forward if we're going to make real changes in our debt.
The deadline to avoid a partial government shutdown is January 19th. There are strong storms moving across the country.
Today's risk will move across the central U.S., bringing heavy snow, blizzard conditions, and severe weather for the Gulf Coast today and the Southeast tomorrow. Once the system moves into the Northeast and the Mid-Atlantic, heavy rain and flooding will be a big concern, especially for the I-95 corridor.
Fox meteorologist Janice Dean, there's rain and snow in the Pacific Northwest continuing into today and a tornado risk along the Gulf Coast. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Man accused of animal abuse in Decatur awaiting trial. An arrest warrant issued for Derek Tyus for 3 counts of cruel treatment after 2 dead puppies, one malnourished, found last month in the backyard of a home on East Whitmer Street. He was arrested and booked into the Macon County Jail. Illinois State Police launching a campaign designed to reduce incidents involving road rage. The Road Rage Don't Engage campaign aims to raise awareness about an increase in road rage incidents leading to violence. It'll also educate the public on the signs of road rage and tips on how to prevent and handle these situations. Group of 5 Illinois voters trying to remove former President Donald Trump's name from the Illinois primary election ballot. Free Speech for People filed a formal objection that could prevent Illinois residents from casting a vote for Trump in the March primary. The group believes Trump violated the Constitution for his actions during the riots at the U.S. Capitol building. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right?
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Ooh, pass me the intercom thingy.
Attention shoppers. If you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Don't pay for water, pay for clean. If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Pods.
Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Well, our eyes on the weather. Meteorologist Greg Solier brought to you now by Busey for over 150 years. Busey, member FDIC.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign, and Van Am vicinity. Let's get to it on a busy and active and moisture-laden one ahead for this week. Cloudy, some wetstone rain breaking out this afternoon, up to 37 for the high. Gusty southeast wind. For tonight, breezy, a period of 2 with some rain and wet snow early on. Some wet snow accumulation with mixed rain back in after midnight. Accumulations of 1 to as much as 4 inches. Heaviest as you venture just outside and northwest of Champaign. A low down to 33. Tomorrow, windy, cloudy periods of rain. Some areas of fog up to 42. Windy tomorrow night. That rain will mix with and turn over to a bit of snow. And some snow showers again after midnight. A little, if any, significant accumulation. A low down to 28. Partly sunny Wednesday and 35. A couple of snow showers here for the day on Thursday. Sprinkle mixed in too at 36. Rain and wet snow shift over to snow here for the day Friday and more so Friday afternoon into Friday night. Some accumulation potential. 35 on Friday. Sharply colder weather, highs 20 to 25 over the weekend with a couple of snow showers. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
All right, so what's going on with our election and voting? Hans von Spakovsky, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing just fine, thanks.
Nice to have you back on the program. Hans von Spakovsky, he's a smart dude, Heritage Foundation, legal and election integrity expert. What is that?
Well, I work on trying to reform elections across the country to make them more secure and honest.
This is like you're a PhD, learned guy, went to school 100 years, all that. You're real smart, right?
I don't know about that, but unlike a lot of people at the academies who theorize this, I've actually been a county election official in 2 different states, Virginia and Georgia. So I think I understand the practical aspects of running an election a little bit more than professors who get up and theorize and tell you what we ought to be doing.
Hans, you realize that I'll get kicked off social media for talking about this. No, I'm very serious. In fact, I have to say, you realize this is the safest and most secure election in U.S. history was 2020. That's actually what YouTube requires, unless you want. I mean, are you kidding me? And that's where we are in America, because if you say anything, you're a conspiracy theorist, January 6th. I mean, they go crazy. And when we had the drop boxes, I think those are not very secure. Didn't Jimmy Carter and James Baker do a study in 2005 or whenever it was and say, you got to be careful, absentee, you got to make sure they're all good and secure and they're accurate and all these things. And you get screamed at for saying, you're crazy. You're just a right-wing nut.
Well, that is true, and a lot of people don't realize it, but, Jimmy Carter actually had to go to court in his first election when he was running for the state Senate down in Georgia. Why? Well, because his election was stolen through voter fraud by the local political machine. And if he hadn't gone to court, if he hadn't actually stood up and said, well, wait a minute, there are problems with this election, he would never have gotten elected. And by the way, at the time, the newspapers all criticized him and said he was just a sore loser. But he proved in court that his election had been stolen.
Okay, Hans, let's break it down here. We had, because of COVID, looser rules. I've never liked the drop boxes because I don't know who's harvesting. I don't know what they're doing. What is legal? What is not legal? Can I go to my neighbor and say, here, why don't you circle Joe Biden and I'll deliver it for you? Can you do that?
That depends on what state you're in. More than half of the states have banned third-party strangers from being able to go and pick up voters' ballots. And that, of course, is the smart thing to do, because in states that have legalized what they call ballot trafficking, like California, look, that means that candidates, campaign staffers, political guns for hire can show up at a voter's door and say, hey, can we help you fill out that ballot? Look, you really ought to vote for this candidate. Oh, and by the way, can we deliver that ballot for you? Just think how much pressure, coercion, and potential, frankly, for wrongdoing that allows. Well, unfortunately, about half the states in the country say, no, that's okay, you can do that.
I mean, how many red states allow that? Any?
Most of them have restricted it, and a lot of them have gotten rid of it. By the way, when Arizona, some years ago, they used to allow that. And Arizona legislature, very smart, passed a law saying, well, we're no longer going to allow that. They were sued by the Democratic Party of Arizona, which took that case all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court, saying, oh, this was somehow racially discriminatory. I guess because they think voters wouldn't be able to know who to vote for unless somebody's telling them. Fortunately, the U.S. Supreme Court came back and said, that's not discriminatory, and that's a smart rule for a state to put in.
Fact or fiction, they found in Phoenix 200,000 illegal ballots were in fact cast. Is that true?
Were what?
Cast. 200,000 votes that should not have been counted in 2020 were counted.
We don't know, because the cases weren't really thoroughly investigated the way they should have. What I tell folks is, look, the 2020 election is over. The thing to do is to use that as a tool to figure out what we should do, how we should fix the rules so that we won't have that problem in future elections. And one of the ways to do that, for example, because so many people now are using absentee ballots, is to put in an ID requirement for absentee ballots. And a number of red states like Texas and Georgia have done that.
Voter suppression! Voter suppression!
That's what's interesting about that is that you remember Joe Biden went all the way to Atlanta and gave this barn-burning speech talking about how Georgia and the reforms they had put in, like that ID requirement, were Jim Crow 2.0. Well, guess what happened in the next election? Their turnout went up, and a survey of voters across the state, including, by the way, black voters, said, did you have any problems voting in this election? No. A large percentage said, oh, no, it was even easier than before. So that tells you that whole voter suppression claim, that is just propaganda by the left.
Couldn't we get the safest, most secure? I'm just asking for a tightening of requirements so that we trust it, that the Democrats trust it, that the Republicans. It's so contentious now, Hans. I don't know if we're going to ever get to a place where the other side doesn't say the other guy cheated. I mean, they cheated.
Well, I tell you, that is a problem. What's weird about it is that, it used to not be that way. In 2000, back in 2005, you mentioned it. And back in 2005, when Jimmy Carter, a Democrat, chaired a national commission on election reform with James Baker, Republican, it was a bipartisan report, and they recommended, for example, that every state ought to require a voter ID. And yet today, basically since then, the Democrats have come out, and liberals, and they are against absolutely anything that would increase the security of the election process. It's this weird change. Now, the thing is, it's the leadership of the Democratic Party. Their constituents actually don't agree with them. Like on voter ID, an overwhelming majority of Americans, including Democrats, including black Americans, all say require an ID to vote. Well, of course you should do that. But that's not what Joe Biden and the leaders of the Democratic Party say. They make this foolish claim that it's voter suppression to require an ID.
Because obviously, I don't know why you wouldn't want to tighten everything up. And they say, everybody doesn't have an ID. Well, if you can't buy a bottle of whiskey without an ID, you can't go on an airplane. I mean, you can't do much without an ID in America. I don't get that.
Well, I don't get it either. Well, of course, you can go on an airplane without ID if you're an illegal alien.
You there, Hans?
Yeah, I'm here.
Did he just go away?
He just went away.
Hans, you there?
I'm here.
Maybe he didn't say the disclaimer enough on this conversation, Stevie.
I am so happy Joe Biden is my president and Kamala Harris is my vice president. Remember, we talked to Amy Kellogg in Russia, and she was criticizing Russia. And I said, Amy, aren't you? Oh, they've got bigger fish to fry.
Right.
Click.
Right.
Right. They had to be monitoring.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we could effort him and finish up the interview here. We can do that in just a second. Let me see if I. Yeah, sorry. I'm trying. I can't. I used to be able to do everything at once without talking. I can't do it anymore. Just one of those deals. Okay, Hans, you back? Something happened. It was weird because Fox.
I could
hear
hear
there?
you. I could hear you.
Well, that's odd.
Maybe it's on our end.
Well, something happened.
But I did talk to him.
So he's there. So something.
I'm here. I can hear you guys.
Okay, we'll deal with it. We'll come back in a moment. It is 7:44.
Invest in yourself and your money with a free rewards checking account from Fisher National Bank. Instead of losing a little each month in service fees and charges, wouldn't it be nice to earn on your money? Switch to Fisher National, where we offer 2.02 annual percentage yield on balances up to $20,000. No service fees or minimum balance required. Simply make 12 debit card purchases, agree to receive your statements electronically, and have at least one direct deposit in a monthly cycle to qualify. It's as easy as that. If an excellent APY alone wasn't enough, our free rewards checking also includes ATM fee refunds up to $20 and access to Reward Saver, which increases your earnings potential with 4.07% APY on balances up to $20,000. When you're ready to maximize your money, look to Fisher National, a bank ready to make the investment in you. See monthly requirements at any branch or visit FisherNational.com. Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC.
When it comes to finding a reliable vehicle, look no further than Sarah Champagne, your trusted automotive destination. They carry a lineup of top brands, including Honda, BMW, Subaru, GMC, and Buick. And they're not just about cars, they're about people. Their team is dedicated to providing you with trustworthy service and dependable vehicles that fit your lifestyle. Experience the difference at Sarah Champagne. Visit Sarah, S-E-R-R-A, champagne.com.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. It's time to come home to Carpet Weavers. We don't want you to just like your new floors. We want you to love them. From waterproof floors and carpet to furnitures and design advice, we've got a team of experts on your side. We'll get you the best price and the best quality products. And complete your home with furniture and accessories. Buy it all with free financing too. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
Are you one of those guys out there tinting windows day in and day out, all different shades of black, and ready to put a little color in your life? Come work for us. At Aftershock, we're looking for a guy with experience in wrapping, whether it be window tinting, vinyl wrapping, anything of that sort, or somebody with just ambition that wants to show up to work and be proud of what they do. You know those wraps with Troy Lands on the back waving at you? That's our work. Call us, 833-DECAL-IT, or email office@aftershockdd.com. We want you.
I've got to clean out this garage. Let's see. What's the cheapest and easiest dumpster service in our area?
Here's what I found. The doggy bag.
Think she's broken. I'm not looking for takeout. Siri, try again.
The doggy bag from Bulldog Disposal in Mahomet.
Doggy bag? What's that?
If you got junk that needs to go, but you don't want the hassle of having an enormous dumpster delivered, grab a doggy bag, keep it as long as you need. They'll come take it away. For more information, just visit bulldoggybag.com.
That's bulldoggybag.com.
I'm Justin Ike, co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground.
So, Justin, tell me what you see as typical when it comes to sewer repair. Give me a scenario.
Your sewer's backed up and somebody comes along and says, you need this repair for X amount of dollars. Here's my price. And you don't think to go looking for another company or a second opinion because you don't feel like you have time.
So is it possible that you might get charged a little more because it's kind of a desperate moment? Do some companies do that?
Oh, absolutely they will. They know you're in a pinch. Typically, if you call us, me or Will can be out there within an hour to look at that problem for you. Whether you call me first or you call me second, make sure you give me a call.
Anything else, Justin?
You can always trust Fred's.
Great to know. Thank you. That's Justin Ike, the co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground. If you want more information about this great 45-year family-owned company, just go to fredscu.com. That's fredscu.com. Okay, it's just equipment. We're back, Hans. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Nice to have you back. We have Hans von Spakovsky. Am I saying that properly?
You are.
Okay, he's a legal and election integrity expert for free and fair elections for the Heritage Foundation. He's in Washington, D.C. this morning. I want to bring my brother Johnny in, who's ran for U.S. Senate. Among other things, he got term limits implemented in the state of Louisiana. Johnny, this is Hans. Nice to have Johnny on this morning. How are you?
Good morning, Hans. Happy New Year, 2024. Happy New Year to you.
Johnny's been not railing, it's in negative. Johnny's been talking about election integrity for many, many years with me on my show. He's my brother. And Hans is a super good expert. We're just talking about things to tighten it up, and he mentioned, as I did and he did, the Jimmy Carter James Baker study that, and he also mentioned, Johnny, that Jimmy Carter lost his first election until he challenged it in court, and they called him a sore loser. And he ended up, so there.
Wait, and this was back when we had the tight election, Hans, and they were cheating back then like there's no tomorrow. But when they started with the bail-ins and the drop boxes, it's like, it's over.
Okay, we're trying to figure out how to make them secure. What's Illinois doing, Hans?
I'd have to look it up, but I will tell you just in general that Illinois gets a terrible score in the Heritage Foundation's election integrity scorecard. We actually have a rating of every state around, and Illinois has a terrible score because they do so many things wrong in the state, including, by the way, as you know, they put in automatic voter registration a couple of years ago, which means that if, for example, you are not a U.S. citizen and you go get a driver's license, it's highly likely that the state is going to register you to vote, even though they claim that that's not going to happen. So
wait, Hans, I got to tell you, it's also highly likely that you'll actually vote for someone, even if you don't even know what voting means. So.
Well, yeah, but look, that is, you guys got to understand, that is something the left is pushing all over the country. Is they want aliens voting. That's why in the District of Columbia, for example, they've now legalized aliens voting. All you have to do is prove that you've lived in the city for a short amount of time, and you can vote, which means that if Vladimir Putin came to the District of Columbia and lived at his embassy for a month, he would then be able to vote in local elections. But they're doing this all over the country because they think allowing aliens to vote is going to allow them to consolidate power and stay in office.
But don't you also think just the volume of votes on the rolls gives you options that you can, again, manipulate the system? We still talk about the Kennedy election in Illinois, and somebody actually spent the time, Steve, to find enough people that they had the date of their death, which was before the election, and they found enough people that were not living to make the difference between Nixon beating Kennedy in Illinois. And that was quite a while ago. And I think they've gotten better and better at it.
Well, actually, yeah, because I think Kennedy only won the state by, if I remember correctly, it was like 8 or 10,000 votes. It was a very small number.
8 and 9,000 votes.
Yeah. And in 1985, the U.S. attorney prosecuted the biggest voter fraud case the U.S. Justice Department ever prosecuted in Chicago. And the U.S. attorney at the time, Dan Webb, estimated that, and remember, that was, 6 years after Mayor Daley was dead, but his machine was still in operation. Anyway, the U.S. attorney estimated that at least 100,000 fraudulent ballots had been cast in that election 6 years after Daley was dead. So manufacturing 9,000 votes for Kennedy in Illinois would have been very easy for the Daley machine.
I got Hans von Spakovsky, brother Johnny. I only got 3 more minutes, guys. So Hans, what do we do as citizens to just try and secure and make everybody feel comfortable with the results? Because it's inevitable after 2024, after this year, there'll be people claiming fraud. How do we tighten it up? Do we have the will as a country to do that?
And again, I hate to tell you this, but it depends on what state you're in. Many states, mostly red states, have in fact improved things since the 2020 election. Other states have not only not done anything, or they've made them worse. California, New York, Nevada, places like that. The key to this is for folks to get involved at both the local level and with their state legislators. It's things like convincing your local election board to do common sense stuff needed to clean up the voter roll. Make sure you're taking people off who have died, who've moved away, and don't live there anymore, so their ballot can't be submitted by somebody else. And, people should be talking to their state legislators about doing things as basic as requiring an ID to vote.
Right, and I think, too, as far as 2024, Stevie, basically there's, and Hans will probably tell you more, but 19 counties will make the difference. So we need to really, really push, both from inside and outside, in those areas to try to at least, provide a system, a process that can't be as easily manipulated. That's what has to be done, and it has to be done now. And they have been working in some areas, I believe. I think you need to back burner Illinois. Just forget about that, and go to Pennsylvania and Wisconsin and Arizona, and in those states, and try to get at least a representative who kind of reflects America. I don't think we have that in Washington, enough of that right now, and it's because of the voting system, not the way we're voting.
Hans, last question. Do you think there was foul play in 2020, as Donald Trump claims?
Well, I think there were problems in some states. Were there enough problems to have overturned the election so that he won? I don't know the answer to that, and we never will, because of the fact that the vast majority of the claims that were made were never investigated the way they should have been.
Okay. All right, guys, I appreciate it. Johnny, can you hang on a second? Johnny, Hans von Spakovsky, we appreciate your intellect on this. It's legal and election integrity expert. Free and fair elections are subject. Heritage Foundation. Maybe we can chat again down the road, Hans. Appreciate you being on.
Sure, thanks for having me.
You betcha. From the Heritage Foundation in Washington, D.C.
And hear the show anytime at StevieJay.com.
Even though 2020 was the safest, most secure election in U.S. history, it may keep me on social media. Maybe
there
not.
You go.
Okay, Johnny. Atlanta Falcons fired their head coach.
Mm-hmm.
So did Ron Rivera just got fired.
Yes,
Washington
the Commanders.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was struggling.
And then, I don't know
Carolina
about
Panthers, Las Vegas Raiders, L.A. Chargers, all without a coach, too.
Yeah, what about, haven't heard about Bill Belichick yet this morning?
Haven't heard about that.
Okay. So there's a lot of openings. What about the Saints? Are the Saints keeping Dennis Allen?
We think so, and they were 9-8, and they got better, And then they're saying, well, we got to throw one of the coaches under the bus, maybe the offensive coordinator, which would be a mistake because we started playing offense the last 4 years. But I don't know whether they'll keep Dennis Allen. He's definitely on the bubble, but I think so.
Will Bill Belichick get another job?
I think Bill might. There again, you get to that age, Steve, and you're thinking, do I really want to keep doing this?
Yeah. If he wanted to, wouldn't somebody hire Bill Belichick? He's 72, I think.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Yeah, they take him. But
71, okay.
Another football deal. I'm not sure it'll happen, but there is a chance the Harbaughs will pull off another coup where the brothers played each other in the Super Bowl. Now they may own American football if Jim wins the national championship and John wins the Super Bowl, which could happen. And I also think it's going to be the Detroit Lions will finally make a Super Bowl against the Ravens, but I don't think they'll beat the Ravens.
Okay, what a prediction.
All right.
And people are saying Michigan and Washington tonight for the college football championship at 6:30. Will this be Harbaugh's last game in college football? And he'll hop into the NFL.
Man, that'd be. I just think he'd be crazy. He's too smart to do that. He can't get to a national championship game and being that smart and then go back into the pros. Well, I don't know why.
Well, Johnny, they're talking about 18 to 20 million a year.
Well, and then too, I just forgot about NIL because he's kind of in the pros anyway, and it's like the wild west. So maybe he's like, well, we got the rules I get in the pros, and if it's going to be pro football, I'll go into the upper league. So yeah, maybe I'm wrong about that.
Unbelievable. Well, it'll be interesting to see. It's the national championship tonight. Michigan favored by, I think it's 4.5 points over Washington. Okay. So we'll see.
Well, the quarterback for Washington, you never know what's going to happen because you got a guy that good right now. He's playing well, and man, a guy like that just could talk about their game record. And it does appear to be, to me, the key to a good football team is a coach-quarterback combo, like Belichick and Brady, and like Sean Payton and Drew Brees.
Hey, Listen,
We
here,
do that.
wish your wife Bobby happy birthday. Big day for Bobby Lou. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's
That's
awesome.
right.
Well, thank you.
January 8th. And Elvis.
Elvis,
and
brother.
Bobby.
Yeah, got to play a little Elvis. Hey, Johnny, thanks for jumping on. We appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
All right, ESPN 93.5. We'll be right back. You're listening to WSJK, ESPN 93.5, Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
He hopes to prevent the war in Gaza from spreading. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. But as Secretary of State Antony Blinken goes to Israel today for talks, a suspected Israeli airstrike kills a militant commander in Lebanon, and Fox's Jonathan Savage reports.
Things will flare up now, one security source tells Reuters after the killing of Wissam al-Tawil. The news agency says the high-ranking member of Hezbollah's elite Radwan force died when an Israeli airstrike targeted his SUV. Hezbollah and the Israeli military have exchanged fire across the Lebanese border since the war in Gaza began in October.
Now, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin remains in a hospital after complications following elective surgery, but there's controversy. He didn't tell anyone when admitted last Monday.
On Tuesday, Joint Chiefs Chairman General C.Q. Brown was told of Secretary Austin's hospitalization. Austin's Deputy Secretary, Kathleen Hicks, was informed that she would be covering certain operational duties. She was actually on vacation in Puerto Rico at the time and was not told that Austin was in the hospital until Thursday. That's when President Biden and senior White House officials were made aware.
Fox's Alexandria Hoff. The door plug blown off a plane Friday has been recovered from someone's backyard in Oregon. It left a big gaping hole, scaring passengers who luckily safely landed. We're also learning that jet had a prior issue, so Alaska Airlines would not let it fly over the ocean in case something went wrong.
There were 3 flights where a pressurization light had gone off on that plane, and the Alaska Airlines workers were asked to check why that was happening. But at that point on Friday, that had not been done before the plane took off.
Fox's Kelly Saberi at Chicago's O'Hare Airport, where flights are canceled with more than 100 other Boeing planes grounded as they investigate all that. The sky lit up orange before dawn at Cape Canaveral.
And liftoff.
That rocket is headed to the moon, and next month the NASA-supported private spacecraft will touch down, the first U.S. moon landing in over a half-century. America's listening to Fox News.
Hey, you're up next. My throat hurts so bad. There's no way I can sing tonight.
Here, try these.
Vicks VapoCool Drops.
Yeah, Vicks VapoCool Drops has maximum strength menthol with a rush of Vicks Vapors.
Ooh, I can already feel it.
I told you. So, you ready?
I'm ready.
Vaporize sore throat pain fast with Vicks VapoCool Drops.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Former Trump and Biden COVID advisor Dr. Anthony Fauci will testify in private at a House hearing today into his COVID policies that Republicans have criticized and about the virus's origins. Republican Senator Rand Paul just told Fox.
The mainstream media has failed to see this, but millions of people died, and it's related to a funding decision by Anthony Fauci to fund dangerous research in China. And they've given him a pass, but I don't think history's going to be so kind.
Later this week, the head of Homeland Security faces a public hearing as Republicans consider impeaching him.
Alejandro Mayorkas will appear before the House's Homeland Security Committee Wednesday as the flow of illegal migrants at the southern border continues in record numbers. House Speaker Mike Johnson said on CBS's Face the Nation Sunday, Mayorkas simply isn't doing his job.
We've been asking Secretary Mayorkas since he took office to enforce the law, to do his job, and he's done exactly the opposite.
During an interview with Fox's Brett Baer last week, Mayorkas would not answer whether he'd resign if impeached. Kevin Uretsky, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are now mixed ahead of the opening bell later this hour. They gave out the Golden Globes last night. Oppenheimer won 5, including Best Drama Movie. Poor Things got Best Musical or Comedy, beating out Barbie, which did win
the top honor for cinematic and box office achievement, and also for Best Original Song. Actress Lily Gladstone became the first Indigenous person to win a Golden Globe for Best Actress in a Drama for her role in Killers of the Flower Moon. And when it comes to TV, HBO's Succession, FX's The Bear, and Netflix's Beef, winning big in their categories. Monica DeLuca, Fox News.
In the NFL, Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Green Bay, and Tampa Bay won and got the last playoff spots on the last day of the regular season. The postseason starts Saturday. Tonight, it's the College Football National Championship game, Michigan versus Washington. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Illinois Department of Public Health delivering its final versions of the State Health Improvement Plan and the State Health Assessment to the Illinois General Assembly, both from the basis of Healthy Illinois 2028, a 5-year plan to address major public health concerns and improve the overall well-being of Illinoisans. Several first responders who rushed to the scene of a disastrous anhydrous ammonia spill in Teotopolis last September have been honored at a ceremony last Tuesday. State Rep Adam Niemerg presenting certificates to first responders in his district who responded to the deadly incident. He said he handed out more than 40 certificates. Illinois State Police launching a campaign designed to reduce incidents involving road rage. The Road Rage Don't Engage campaign aims to raise awareness about an increase in road rage incidents leading to violence. It'll also educate the public on the signs of road rage and tips on how to prevent and handle these situations. Drive safely. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
At Watts Copy System, they offer cost-efficient solutions for busy offices. If you're interested in a free evaluation, you can call Greg Wolf today, 217-352-0428. Weather brought to you by State Farm Insurance, Kurt Lenschow. Check with Kurt on all your insurance needs. State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Well, it's our meteorologist, Greg DeSolier, rejoins us, and he has announced, ladies and gentlemen, we have winter scheduled this week.
Yeah, yes, we do. Spoiled rotten to the core around here with the so-called winter weather pattern of November and December. Just scant little reminders of it. Had it over the past weekend. Some folks picking up an inch to short 2 inches in a couple of spots. But this is a little more dynamic setup. 2 impressive storms to come our way, and the season's coldest air knocking on the door of the second one. So it's the old 1-2 punch there. In the meantime, we do have plenty of moisture breaking out on the plains that will begin in wet snow and rain fashion in clumps and patches here this afternoon. With a high temperature up near 37. That will help with a little more additional snow melt and whatever is left over from that skiff and skosh that we had here in the front part of the weekend. Now for tonight, winter weather advisory kicks in. It goes until 6 Wednesday morning. A couple of rounds, first of rain and snow, then shifting over to a period of snow after midnight tonight. That'll be a wet snow, then beginning to mix back with rain in some spots towards tomorrow morning. We think by tomorrow morning, generally in a range of 1 to 3 or 4 inches. Some of the higher numbers to start out north and northwest of Champaign proper, lesser down to the south. Lows tonight at or above freezing at 33. That helps with treatment of roads. Tomorrow, some wet snow and rain, and probably even a shift over to all rain by this time tomorrow morning, and some pretty healthy downpours and a high up near 42. Areas of fog and some rapid snow melt, so a lot of standing water redevelops as well. And the back end of this first weather system has tomorrow night some rain, some wet snow over the snow before ending, maybe another short inch. So areas out north and northwest of Champaign, 4 or 5. If you can find it, and maybe an inch or 2 as you venture south of Champaign. Low tomorrow night at 28, partly sunny, windy, and 35 on Wednesday. A fair amount of wind with this first weather system as well, gust of 40 miles per hour. Second one, more dynamic, has more cold air to work with a snow shower here too on Thursday at 36. Rain, wet snow, over to snow here in the afternoon on Friday into Friday night. Few inches of accumulation across the board, 30 to 35 on temperatures, and dropping on Friday. Cold for the weekend, the high 25 on Saturday. 20 on Sunday, probably not out of the teens for highs early next week. A little light snow and snow shower activity continues on. Single digit or close to 0 lows either Sunday or Monday morning of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
Well, the push for a work-life balance is fatally flawed, according to a 100-page report. Even nearly 4 years on from the pandemic, many companies are still grappling with a fundamental mismatch between the workers who prefer to work from home and the bosses who prefer a standard amount of person in the office. It's led to cratering retention, productivity, and morale. He is a workplace mental wellness expert, the author of the book, Struggle Well at Work, Positive Mental Health Strategies for a Flourishing Workforce. Michael Dickerson this morning from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. How are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, you do have a bad phone.
One of those football phones.
That Time Life subscriction guy you got? Free phone? Was that what you got? Is that your best phone, Michael?
No, I don't have a bad phone. Let me see if I can switch and give you a better service.
Okay, you need to call back because you might say something really important.
Is that better for you?
Not much. Do you have a cell phone?
I am on a cell phone.
Yeah, bummer. Okay, well, that's a little cleaner.
Okay,
yeah. All right, we'll just get a few questions asked. So what did COVID mess us up irreparably? What do you see here, Michael?
Oh, absolutely. Let the cat out of the bag, right? It let workers and employees know, hey, I can still be productive at work without coming into the office, right? And what we also seen is there was an increase in productivity, not a decrease in productivity when people were working from home.
But generally, from a wellness standpoint, we're not made to be isolated, Michael.
100%. Yeah, I'm not made isolated. I think it's important for us to be able to collaborate with other people and be able to come in and see people's faces. I'm a very face type of person, but people are also individuals who are doing work on their own. So what it really comes down to, it's about choice, and it's about really articulating and communicating with your manager, get work done.
How can we can't do this, but Michael, if you ever get another phone, would you call me? Because I'd really like to talk to you a little longer, but how can people find you online and connect with what you're doing?
Yes, it's at Michael Dickerson. You can connect with me on LinkedIn, or you can reach me on my website, dickersoncg.com.
I'm sure you're helping a lot of people, and I apologize if the phone's just not great to get some of your great wisdom this morning, but we know COVID. Thank you for joining me on the Tapman's Towing phone line. We know that you're doing good work out there. But no, listen, there are people that you kind of like working from home, and I don't blame you. It's just whether you can get the work done. In some cases, you're totally fine doing that. And, a mixture is kind of what we're into that I've seen and heard is there's just some industries you can't do it. You just can't work from home at a restaurant. You can't work at home if you're spring green spraying my lawn. There's just some things you got to go into work and you got to do stuff. But I know that particularly the generation, whatever it is.
Z, I think.
Z, okay. They've never really known that. I mean, they barely knew going to college.
Yeah.
Because it was all online.
Absolutely.
And isolation is not good for the human. It just isn't. We need to have fellowship with people. And so we've seen that, but we have totally struggled since the pandemic, and the way you do it, people want to have a hybrid at best as far as working at home and office. All right, ESPN 93.5, we'll check your sports headlines. That'll be next.
Bet like the pros with the world's largest sports book right at your fingertips. Circus Sports is now available in Illinois. Hi, I'm Derek Stevens. I've been a lifelong sports bettor, and I'm the owner of Circus Sports. We're excited that the Circus Sports app is now ready for action. Experience big app bets with high betting limits, tight money line splits, and more. Now you can download, fund, and bet like a pro from anywhere in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
In an ever-changing real estate market, it is so important to work with experienced agents like Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor teams at Taylor Realty Associates. They have the knowledge and expertise to get your home sold for the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. Trust the experience and success of Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor team at Taylor Realty Associates. Give them a call today at 217-355-0700 or visit them online at taylorboys.com. That's taylorboys.com.
All righty, it is I'm just stunned by the early kickoff for the national.
6:30, Stevie.
Central Time.
Yes.
It's in Houston, so the East Coast 7:30. I mean, if you're in Washington, state of Washington, 4:30 is your kickoff, and then you've got productivity issues as you get ready at noon.
You're right.
I mean, if you're in wherever they're in Seattle, where's the University of Washington? I don't even know the town.
It is Seattle.
Seattle, Washington. Not much work productivity today, and who blames them? If Illinois was in there, we wouldn't get a darn thing done today.
All the action in Houston tonight. Perfect records intact to compete for the national championship crown on the historic circumstances. The SEC is absent for the first time in a decade, and the two teams will join together as the conference mates combine next season.
Yeah, it's on all Big Ten, essentially.
Exactly. So that's good for us. And all eyes on Jim Harbaugh, and will this be his last college game? And will he hop into some kind of NFL coaching, position, because so many coaching positions have freed up? The one from this morning was Atlanta's Arthur Smith, after 3 seasons, has been fired. The Commanders move on from Ron Rivera. We also have the Carolina Panthers, the Las Vegas Raiders, and LA Chargers without a head coach.
There was a coach a long time ago. You're probably all too young to remember. His name was Bum Phillips.
Okay.
He, among other teams, he coached the Houston Oilers.
Okay.
Back in the day. He wore a big old 10-gallon hat. Well, no headsets for Bum Phillips because he had a big old 10-gallon hat.
Okay.
And he was famously quoted, the two types of coaches: them that's been fired and them that's gonna be fired. That was his quote.
Okay. Well, the college football championship game is tonight. And speaking of Houston, they eliminated the Colts 23-19. We also had your Saints beating Atlanta. That caused the Arthur Smith to be fired. But, when Johnny was on with us a little while ago, you were talking, will the New Orleans Saints coach, remain?
Yeah, I don't know.
They're winning. I mean, why would you fire? But whatever.
9-8. It was underperforming.
Okay.
They should have won that division. They had a better team than that. That's why they've been playing better lately.
I see.
We'll see.
Packers over the Bears, 17-9. Packers will face Dallas, who beat Washington 38-10. We had Wisconsin beating the Illinois women's basketball team 67-61. Purdue over Illinois. Man, I thought we were going to come back on that one on Friday night.
Yeah.
And now we've got Michigan State on Thursday at 8. Michigan State, by the way, took a loss yesterday with Northwestern on top, 88-74. Of course, we beat Northwestern by 30 points. Minnesota over Maryland, 65-62. Penn State over Michigan yesterday, 79-73. In NHL action, 4-3 winners. Blackhawks on top of Calgary. And the St. Louis Cardinals is something I'd like to talk about, Stevie, because the Cardinal Caravan is coming our way.
All right, we'll get to that, but Jordan Walker is coming. It's iHotel Conference Center. Doors open at 11 on Friday. I'm just watching the weather. We'll kind of track that as the week goes. The stuff early this week, I mean, if it's going to hit a high of 40, when the temperature drops, it's going to be a mix. But there's definitely precipitation headed 2 fronts this week, as Greg has mentioned. Okay, from day one, day-to-day operations to long-term planning, running a family business is hard work. You probably dream of having your family take over, but the Family Business Institute show only 3 in 10 family businesses survive just to the second generation. Well, first of all, Busey is inviting you to contact them to kind of set this up. You really have to plan this like 5 to 10 to 15 years before the transition. You need to communicate, get everything understanding in writing, know the value of what you got, ask for help, determine who's going to do what. You got to set that up. 88% of current family business owners think their families will take over, but few businesses actually survive. Whatever your financial needs, business and beyond, Busey promises the resources to help you succeed. Stop in one of their many convenient locations or call them at 800-6-7-BUSEY. Visit Busey.com for all of your financial needs. Member FDIC. We do have a Stevie today, the program where I give you money.
Yes.
Today I'm giving out $50 bills to eat at Long Branch Steakhouse.
Long Branch in beautiful downtown Gifford.
All you got to do is go to GoStever.com, and you can get yourself a $50 gift card to go eat there. You have to be a member of the club. It's free. And then you have to eat this within, I give you 2 weekends to eat at the Long Branch. Are open Wednesday through Saturday, 5 to 9. And then after that, you just fill out your survey thoughtfully to help Donnie get better than he is. It's Long Branch Steakhouse at GoStever.com. GoStever.com.
Low again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana vicinity, an active and moisture-laden one for this week with wet snow and rain breaking out in spots this afternoon, up to 37 for the high. Gusty southeast wind, breezy tonight, and a period or two of some rain and wet snow early on. Some wet snow mixed with some rain again after midnight. Accumulations of 1 to as much as 4 inches. Heaviest out northwest of Champaign and Champaign County, and the best accumulations on colder surfaces, a low down to 33. Tomorrow, cloudy, windy periods of rain, areas of fog up to 42. That rain will mix with a bit of snow before ending tomorrow night. Low down to 28, becoming partly sunny. Still windy. 35 on Wednesday, a snow shower or 2, and 36 on Thursday. Another storm in here for Friday. This too has rain, some wet snow, a change over to snow, and some accumulation potential later Friday into Friday night. Highs up to 35 and dropping on Friday. Much colder for the weekend. Gusty winds, a couple of snow showers and flurries. 25 the high on Saturday, 20 on Sunday. Single-digit lows due in by early next week. Stevie Jay Broadcasting, meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Yeah, I might see a 0 this next Sunday. So we're ready for that. That's after the second system moves through. All right, it's 8:20 in Champaign-Urbana.
I'm Susan Lee, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Boeing stock is dropping after an emergency door blew off one of its 737 MAX jets on Friday. Shares of its supplier, Spirit Aerosystems, are down 15%. But Barron says Wall Street analysts are not overly concerned because they say the problem appears to be a manufacturing issue. Analysts at Jefferies say the problem could be resolved relatively quickly in a few days. There are 2 medical mergers. Johnson & Johnson is buying Ambrx Biopharma, and Merck is buying Harpoon Therapeutics. Some retailers are upbeat after the holiday season. American Eagle, Abercrombie & Fitch, and Five Below are all reporting business was better than expected, and they are raising their forecasts. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
I'm Dana Perino, co-host of The Five and co-anchor of America's Newsroom. Join me for my brand new podcast, Perino on Politics. Listeners of Everything Will Be Okay will gravitate toward this podcast too. Every Monday, I'm going to talk to people I trust in politics as they tell me what they're seeing and thinking in the 2024 election cycle. As they prep me to cover the upcoming election, they'll prep you, the voters, too. Make sure you subscribe to this series on FoxNewsPodcast.com or wherever you download podcasts, and leave a rating and review.
Hi, I'm Troy Lands from Lands Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Underground Solutions. Are you tired of dealing with leaky faucets, basement flooding, bursting or leaking pipes? From plumbing maintenance and repairs to installing new water heaters and sump pumps, our goal is to get you up and running as soon as possible. At Lands Plumbing, we have 24/7 emergency service and a team of highly skilled professionals that will work with you to get the job done right the first time. I'm Troy Lands. You can count on my company because you can count on me.
How are you helping support the next generation of leaders and change makers? In 1 hour a week, you can offer the support and guidance a young person needs by becoming a one-to-one mentor in the Champaign-Urbana Public Schools. Join over 450 local adults who are mentoring children. Check out the website cu1to1.org for more information about how you can make mentoring a part of your life.
Well, January is National Mentoring Month, and I'll be darned, look who just showed up, and just after that commercial just happened. We got Lauren Smith of Unit 4, Angie Armstrong from Urbana School District 116. Lauren, Angie, nice to see both of you.
Yep. Good morning.
Thanks for coming in. Tell me, Lauren, about the program and how people can get involved in mentoring.
So it is.
Did I say Lauren and I looked the wrong way?
You did, yes.
Lauren.
Yes.
Yeah.
So one-to-one mentoring is a school-based mentor program in the Champaign and Urbana Public Schools. It's been around for almost 30 years. Our 30-year anniversary will be coming up later this year. And we match community-based adults with students in the public schools.
Angie, quite a process, isn't it? To kind of, you want to make sure you got good people matched with good kids, right?
Yes, you're correct. We'll go out in the community and we'll recruit, and then those folks must fill out an application. After they fill out the application, we sign them up for a 2-hour training. They must be fingerprinted, background checked. Then they have an interview with the coordinator at the school that they will be mentoring at, and then the process begins and they get matched with a mentee and start playing games once a week.
You must have great stories, Lauren, about success, about how they've really helped people, helped the kids.
Yeah. Yeah, it really does. So many of our kids will come to us and say, you know, having this one person that comes to see me has made such a difference, because even though people are connected via social media, a lot of people still feel very lonely. And our kids and mentors love having somebody to come see in person, talk to each week, and make a difference.
And how involved can they get in this? I mean, do they become close?
Oh, most certainly. Typically, we begin our matches at the elementary level. We like to match early on so they can build that relationship, and they stay with that mentee once a week during the school year till they graduate high school.
That's awesome.
So they're with them, typically 9 years.
And if they, they're getting involved, they're really enjoying this and helping. Some people are reserved to get involved. How would you address that?
I would say it's an hour a week. It does sound, when you think, oh my gosh, this could be for 9 or 10 years, it sounds like a huge commitment. But you just have to start coming. It's really a break in your day. It's a great time just to sit and relax with a student, play games, and you'll find it goes by very, very quickly. I know when I started, I thought, oh my gosh, this is a long-term commitment. But my mentee is 28 now.
Wow.
So
How does that feel to have an impact in a positive way into somebody else's life?
It's wonderful, and she's had a positive impact on my life, too. She's made a big difference. We have traditions that we do. We always go out to the reindeer ranch at Christmas with her children, and we do lots of things together every year. And I would say we have an equal impact on each other's lives.
Angie, why are you involved?
I have seen firsthand as a mentor myself as well, the difference that it can make. It does increase attendance for the students to want to come to school, especially on Mentor Day. And like Lauren said, it does help with grades. And it just encourages the mentee. But we have found as well that the mentors are just as encouraged to give back and to know that they're making a difference.
Lauren, if there's a mentor and he or she feels or sees something, who do they talk to about? Say, I'm concerned about XYZ.
So we have coordinators at every single school. So that is who the mentor can go and talk with. And then if necessary, that coordinator can take it further. But generally, just talking with them and working out the issue.
And if you're a grade school kid and you feel like you're not getting a bunch of attention at home, this is probably something you look forward to every week. Every day, every month.
Yes, most certainly.
Do you talk on the phone? Do you have a phone texting thing going?
We do not. We try to keep it within the boundaries and the parameters of the program. And again, like I said, it's school-based, so it's during the school day on school grounds for the school year.
Okay.
So they do not meet when we do not have school. So they're off at holiday breaks, summer breaks, and then they come back and meet with their mentee and mentor again when we return back to school in the summer.
Any idea, Lauren, how many would be enough for you to say, oh, we have too many now?
It would take a lot to be able to say that. We currently have about just over 500 pairs.
And that's not enough?
That's not enough.
Wow.
No.
Well, okay, Angie, you're shaking. Tell me, what's the number?
I don't think there is a number.
Really?
Yeah.
Thousands? You could use 2,000 mentors?
Well, I think at some point it's about space. So that would be the only, I think, deterrent from getting more and more mentors.
So if somebody's listening right now and says, you know what, maybe I'll look into that, you need them.
We need them, yes.
What do they do, Lauren?
So they do go through a 2-hour training. We have 3 trainings coming up, January 30th, February 7th, and February 22nd. And they just need to contact either Angie or I or the coordinator at whatever school they're interested in mentoring at and fill out an application and sign up for a training.
Why would you nudge them, Angie? Nudge them. How do we get them over the line?
Well, I would say, first of all, get on our website, check it out, see what interests you. If you're not ready for an elementary student and you'd rather start with a middle school student, we can do that as well. We go up to the 7th grade with our matching. Like I said, we'd like to start at the elementary level so they can build that foundational relationship. But definitely check out our website.
Lauren, I think you're thinking, well, you can change your life. Well, they could change your life, right?
They can change your life. It's a two-way street.
I think that's sometimes in life when you give, you get more back.
You do.
And maybe that happened to you too on this?
It has, yes. Yep.
Well, thank you, ladies, for coming in. And Angie, tell me where I can get that information again.
Go to www.cu1, 2TO1.org.
Listen, I hope it's a blockbuster month for you guys. I hope we get a lot of volunteers.
Us too. Thank you.
Lauren Smith, Unit 4, Angie Armstrong, Urbana Schools, District 116. It is Mentoring Month. Why not get involved and make that call today? ESPN 93.5, the news and weather and sports all coming up. We'll be right back. Tim Onstock, Gale Ferrex Trucking and Dedicated Diesel. Looking for anybody?
I've got 2 open positions for regional drivers or flatbed drivers with vans or flats, and get those 2 spots filled up with some good, reliable, safe drivers, and we'll be all set.
So regional means I'm running up to Michigan or Missouri or something like that?
Basically the eastern half of the country, and we're home every weekend.
You still got any of those Dixie choppers which are going to really help a guy mow a lawn?
Yes, there's still some great deals on some of the new models that haven't sold. We're getting the 24s in soon, so we'll need to get those out of the way. Andy does a great job with that. I don't think a commercial guy could have a better, faster mower to maximize his time.
And if we triggered something in somebody's head about one of these services or being a trucker or getting a new lawnmower, what's the website they can visit to find out more?
Well, they can email me at timo@gftlog.com, and I can get them all of the information.
Tapman's Towing reminds all Illini fans, when you're on the road and see lights flashing, move over and use caution passing. Let's all get home safe tonight.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. A top Hezbollah commander is reported killed in an Israeli airstrike in Lebanon. Another reason for concern, the war with Hamas in Gaza could expand.
U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is scheduled to arrive once again here in Israel. He'll meet with top officials about a variety of topics, but focused on the next steps for the war in Gaza and also how to avoid a broader regional conflict.
Fox's Trey Yingst. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin's been hospitalized for a week now due to complications from an elective surgery, the Pentagon says.
Secretary Austin stated that he takes full responsibility for the lack of information. On Tuesday, Austin's Deputy Secretary, Kathleen Hicks, was informed that she would be covering certain operational duties and was not told that Austin was in the hospital until Thursday. That's when President Biden and senior White House officials were made aware.
Fox's Alexandria Hoth. Pentagon says General Austin's been working from the hospital since Friday. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. A group of 5 Illinois voters trying to remove former President Donald Trump's name from the Illinois primary election ballot. Free Speech for People filed a formal objection that could prevent Illinois residents from casting a vote for Trump in the March primary. You may have heard of scammers pretending to be your relatives, but some scammers starting to use technology to sound even more like them. Illinois Attorney General raising awareness of phone scammers using artificial intelligence to mimic the voices of loved ones. The FTC also warned of these scams last year. A Southern Illinois University Medical School student will be representing Illinois in the upcoming 2024 Miss America competition. Jessica Tilton crowned the 2023 Miss Illinois. She's competing in the Miss America competition, which will be broadcast live from Orlando, Florida, January 14. Tilton started doing pageants after being inspired by a TikTok video. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign, Urbana, and vicinity. Let's get to it on a busy and active and moisture-laden one ahead for this week. Cloudy, some wet snow and rain breaking out this afternoon, up to 37 for the high. Gusty southeast wind. For tonight, breezy, a period or two of some rain and wet snow early on. Some wet snow accumulation with mixed rain back in after midnight. Accumulations of 1 to as much as 4 inches. Heaviest as you venture just outside and northwest of Champaign. A low down to 33. Tomorrow, windy, cloudy periods of rain. Some areas of fog up to 42. Windy tomorrow night. That rain will mix with and turn over to a bit of snow and some snow showers again after midnight. A little, if any, significant accumulation. A low down to 28. Partly sunny Wednesday and 35. A couple of snow showers here for the day on Thursday. Sprinkle mixed in too at 36. Rain and wet snow shift over to snow here for the day Friday and more so Friday afternoon into Friday night. Some accumulation potential. 35 on Friday. Sharply colder weather. Highs 20 to 25 over the weekend with a couple of snow showers. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
BMW, Buick, GMC, Honda, and Subaru. Welcome to Sarah Champagne. We can handle all your car repairs on site, including paintless dent repair, bumpers, windshields, everything in between. We have an amazing selection of new or pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Shop from home and buy online or reserve your vehicle before it hits our website or dealership. Sarah Champagne is home of the Sarah One Price Promise, delivering an honest and transparent buying experience. Hurry in or shop online at sarahchampagne.com.
This is Eric Boland with Provident Financial Group. Unfortunately, there is no one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is we can help improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Okay, so we do have Illinois and Michigan State. That's a Thursday night. I don't know the time. Is that 8 o'clock?
8 o'clock.
What's up, people?
I know.
Be a little more sensitive to early morning schedules.
Exactly.
Like tonight's national championship at 6:30. I would venture to say I don't ever remember a national championship football game beginning that early. Fine with me.
Especially when you think of the West Coast, it's 4:30.
4:30, and then 7:30. I mean, everybody, the majority of people live on the East Coast, so I mean, the more people will see it, and so it should be concluded by big halftime, big all that stuff. 6:30, 7:30. That thing's going to go to 10:30, 11.
Wow.
If 7:30, you'd go. It's 4.5 hours on these things. Big, long half times, all that. But Michigan's favored, and I don't know what that means in the coaching carousel. But anyway, we're trying to kind of get a feel for what Illinois football did. We signed a bunch of people. I have no idea. Football's harder. You just don't know. They're young. They're transferring. We don't know. Just have to put them on the field, kind of see. And sometimes even the coaches can be surprised at certain people.
We do have a game for the time now for the Sunday, January 14th game for the men's basketball game against Maryland. Is it 1 o'clock?
Yeah, I heard that.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, 1 o'clock for that. And 2 home games this week, and just got to protect your home court for sure, and then steal as many as you can on the road. Real hard to win on the road. But, again, I think the effort to come back from all of that. No news on Terrence Shannon. Again, totally up in the air. No idea what's going on. And, chances are if it's in the legal system, he's going to be in that.
Could take a while.
Yeah. Well, they always do. Okay. So all of our guests appear on the Tavin's Joint phone line. The Stever offer, the program where I gladly give you money to go and eat someplace tonight. It's Long Branch Steakhouse. Just go to GoStever, S-T-E-V-E-R, GoStever.com. You can enter. Thousands of you have joined our free club and get free money. So it's GoStever.com for the Long Branch. You'll have this week and next week to go use your certificate and then fill out thoughtfully your survey after that. Okay, so we are into the new year. We do have weather. That is a news story. We have 2 systems coming in. We think 40 is our high for the next couple of days, meaning whatever falls, even though it's a 40-mile-an-hour wind.
Right.
We should be okay when it's 40. Well, early in the morning it's not going to be 40, and late in the day it's not going to be 40.
That's right.
Tuscola is at Unity tomorrow night. It's the best high school basketball game matchup thus far this year for our area. Tuscola has 1 loss, and it happened over the weekend. They were a number 1 team in 1A, Unity in the top 10 in 2A, and still undefeated. The last undefeated team is Unity. And that's good. That's just hard to be undefeated in anything. That's a big game tomorrow night. Hopefully the weather holds. And again, our Cardinal Caravan is coming this Friday. You're all welcome to come.
Now, Friday, it looks like there's a 90% chance of precipitation, but the high is 37.
I think the fear is at night.
Right.
And they'll be long gone. They'll be in Peoria.
Right.
At their next caravan stop. But we get, I think, the best caravan for 2024 is ours. And there's 6 of them. But just imagine how Decatur feels when their headliner was Richie Palacio.
Who?
He got traded.
Oh.
So not only is you didn't know who he was,
now he's gone.
Now he's
to
gone.
Tampa Bay.
So he's not even there.
Andrew Kitteridge is coming our way.
We have by a lot the best. And I don't know. Last year, wonderful guys, just not big names. So we got a big name. Jordan Walker is potentially, and again, I got to wait and see, but he's a really talented kid. And I think it's true that both of his parents are PhDs. I want to know how many baseball players in the big leagues have two parents that are PhDs.
Wow.
And very unusual. Jordan Walker, by all accounts, great kid. And he is a kid. He's 22. And he's a potential all-star superstar for the St. Louis Cardinals, hopefully for many years to come. But Andre Palante is no slouch.
Okay.
Really good reliever. Packy Naughton, I don't know a lot about. He's a reliever, lefty. Victor Scott II, will he be a future star? He's a prospect. Played in A and AA ball. It goes to AAA, then the bigs, but he is lightning fast. In a rating by big leaguers, 20 to 80, Victor Scott has rated an 80. He's perfect.
Man.
That's how fast the center fielder is. As he joins us, so you might get a real future star there.
And our alumni are Brad Thompson and Benji Molina, who you've talked to a few times on opening day at Busch Stadium.
I think we're at the hugging point. He's really, I really do like him.
And he's the older brother for Yachty, huh?
One of the older brothers.
Okay.
And all the Molina, the three, they all have World Series rings. Is there any other family in the history of baseball to have 3 World Series rings in the same family by 3 different sons? That's almost as freaky as Eli and Peyton Manning. Yikes. You're sitting around at the dinner table. There's Cooper. He's the baby. Eli, he's the middle. And Peyton, he's the oldest. And the Mannings are sitting there saying, make sure you eat your beans, son. And you're sitting with 2 Super Bowl MVP quarterbacks that are winners. The odds of that?
Right.
Much greater than winning a Powerball.
Well, and then Archie's coming up. Isn't he a senior in high school?
Arch is in college.
Okay.
Maybe he wants to transfer because he went to Texas. I'm sure he got big money, but he didn't play.
I see.
How can you be a freshman getting $1 million and not play?
With the last name Manning.
And he's good. Would he want to transfer somewhere?
So.
Also, Tua, his brother Tulia from Maryland, the all-time leading passer in Big Ten history, he's leaving Maryland. He's got a year left. Tagovailoa.
Yeah, that guy.
Sean Savili. All right, 217-359-2255. You want to jump on the text line, you're welcome to do that. We'll be right back with one more peek at sports headlines and one more look at Greg's weather before we're out of here. Today, Jay Lehman winds up his season of outstanding broadcast. Jay Lehman on today talking about the national championship football game tonight. Jay's on 3 to 4. It's always a pleasure. He joins us in late August and usually carries us all the way into January, and it's fun to have his energy in the house. So Jay Lehman today, you think I'd know, but I think this is the last day he's on. It'll be today from 3 to 4. Don't miss it. If you do happen to miss it, it'll be rebroadcast from 5 to 6 tonight. ESB on 93.5.
The Alma Market is your one-stop shop for one-of-a-kind creations from the University of Illinois alumni and students, as well as unique finds from some of your favorite Urbana-Champaign area businesses. Treat yourself or a loved one and support your fellow Illini today. If you're a University of Illinois student, alum, or Champaign-Urbana area business, feature your products on the Alma Market. Becoming a vendor is a great way to expand your reach and connect with Illini across the country. For more details, visit almamarket.org. Go Illini!
You've changed thousands of diapers, played hours of peekaboo and duck, duck, goose because you do anything for your kids. That's why it's so important to protect them with life insurance from State Farm. State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow will help make it easy and affordable to help you protect your family no matter what the future holds. Because for the people you do anything for, life insurance could mean everything. Call State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow in Champaign-Urbana today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
At Pards in Urbana, the boots just keep on coming. They're known for their huge collection of men's cowboy boots, women's cowgirl boots, kids' boots, and even shoes. If you're searching for top footwear brands, look no further than Pards. They carry a wide variety, including Ariat, Dan Post, Smoky Mountain, Roper, Double H, and more. And if socks or accessories are what you need, they've got all your high-quality essentials. Since 1968, Pards has been serving their customers with high-quality merchandise. And if you haven't been to Pards in a while, a lot has changed. Go check them out just off University Avenue in Urbana.
So when was the last time you saw a best deal guarantee?
You mean a promise that actually held up?
Right.
That some unknown online entity didn't want you to log in and download a code and then re-verify as you join some club?
Drives you nuts, I know.
And then once you purchase that set of steak knives...
Well, Dick Van Dyke Appliance World is a lot simpler. You find a verified great deal and they beat it. Just show them the deal you saw. A newspaper clipping or the online cart price will do, and then you're good.
At Dick Van Dyke Appliance World, it's one of those instances where you see a best deal guarantee and...
you get the best deal.
This is Dennis Reekin, chairman of Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. Our exclusive 10-year protection plan comes free with most appliance purchases. Whether it's a GE, Whirlpool, Frigidaire, Bosch, or any of our 30 brands, I guarantee we will beat any competitor's deal. Wow!
Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
8:45. How's your dishwasher?
It's good. We've used it 3 or 4 times now.
So you're not like bowled over by impressive? Or
It's just great. I mean, we don't have to wash the dishes again like we did our old one, so we're happy.
I think I appreciate mine maybe more than you.
Okay.
Because I'm not sure mine worked for a very long time.
Uh-huh.
And did you ever know that you don't have to wash your dishes before you put them in there? Did you know that? Yes. I mean, I thought you had to rinse the dishes before you put it in the dishwasher. And John Shepard, the president of Dick Van Dyke Appliance World, told me that you don't have to do that. You scrape the noodles off if it's like piled with noodles. You get that stuff off. But leave that egg and ketchup. He said that the enzymes work with the cascade to help you get it. And then you put this other stuff in there. It's like this drip drop stuff. I don't know what it's called. Rinse? Is that what it's called? You put it in another thingy, and then it gets them all sparkly. There's a rinse. Do you put that little liquid in?
I guess.
No, I get the pod.
I get a pod.
Okay, I put a pod, but then there's this liquid that you put in the other compartment, and the liquid is like crazy expensive, but it does come out sparkly and dry.
Wow.
Completely. And so I smooshed all the food on it, and I tried to really get it all dried. In fact, I wanted a blow dryer. I wanted to dry that thing. Anyway, it's unbelievable. So I haven't had a dishwasher working properly for 15 years. So I'm pretty excited about it. That's the whole point I brought it up.
Awesome.
I thought it was really cool.
Exactly.
It actually washed the dishes, honey. Can you believe it?
I love it.
All right, it's 8:46 now, and sports headlines.
College football championship, 6:30 for the kick tonight. That's reasonable for Stevie and I doing the show early. That even though it'll probably go to around 10 or so, you're saying. Because it's kind of like the Super Bowl for college.
4+ hours. So it's 10:30 to 11. And that's if you don't watch all the stuff after.
Right.
But no, this will be a 4-hour deal, easy. I don't know. It's fine. They're starting it early for me.
Mm-hmm. That's right. We have our Illini that took a loss against number 1 Purdue. We're number 9. We're wondering how the rankings will go because, I mean, we hung in there till the very end and almost snuck up on them. It was a good game on Friday. We just started slow.
It was 66-45. We were getting our butts kicked. We could not get a rebound to save our life.
It was a 3-point game in the end, right?
Well, that's what I mean. We came back, but it was 66-45. At Purdue, crowd going crazy, and we fought all the way back to 81-78 with 12 seconds left. Good job.
Mm-hmm.
And Purdue is... How large is Zach Edey? I just talked to Luke Goody. He'll be on this week with Lon and Derek. The question is simple. How large of a human? Because there's a picture where Luke is essentially in a headlock. I mean... Anybody remember Andre the Giant? He was a wrestler.
Yes.
I think Zach's bigger than him, and he was a giant. But you look at Luke Goody; his head looks like the top of a pin. It's just itty bitty. Luke's not itty bitty. He's 6'7". I think he might be the largest human being ever. I mean, he's just big, 7'4".
Right.
And Brad was saying 7'5", and he's not thin.
He's 300 pounds. That's what it says
huge.
On the program.
But does it hurt? I guess is what I
see.
Because the headlock, the inadvertent little elbow headlock, and Luke Goody was under his elbow.
Yeah.
That can't feel any good.
I know.
Man.
So they might have been hurting on Saturday is what you're saying.
But I think Zach Edey has one more year of eligibility, but I think he's going because he is projected in the late first round finally. So good night, goodbye, and have a great life.
Of course, the game before Purdue was against Northwestern, where we won by 30 points. Northwestern, 88-74 winners over Michigan State. Michigan State's who we play Thursday at home at 8 o'clock. Go Illini. Had Minnesota over Maryland in Big Ten action yesterday, 65-62. Penn State over Michigan, 79-73. Our Illini women 6-7 on the season, 0-3 in the Big Ten. Next up will be Nebraska at 7 o'clock in Lincoln Thursday. Wisconsin came out on top yesterday, 67-61. Adalia McKenzie with her first double-double, 13 points and 10 rebounds. And Makaira Cook led the team with 18. We have, all kinds of NFL action. Packers over the Bears. So now the Packers will face Dallas. And that's all coming up next weekend. And before you know it, Super Bowl, I think, is February 11th or something?
Somewhere like that. There's some terrific games. This is really entertaining to watch when the best teams get in, and it's all extraordinarily important and hard. There'll be some fantastic games, fantastic home crowds. I don't know how many people. Last night's game was really good, Buffalo at Miami. And I don't know how many people from New York were down there, but there was a lot.
Okay.
They call them the Bills Mafia. And there were thousands and thousands of people that got tickets to the Miami game. And Bills came out and won.
21-14.
But, I mean, the Bills were a 0.1% chance of getting a number 2 seed when they were 6-6 5 weeks ago. They won their last 5. They were a 0.1 chance of getting a 2 seed, and they're a 2 seed. So I guess that's when you say, so you're saying there's a chance.
Exactly. At the Century in Hawaii, a total of 29 under. Chris Kirk on top of the leaderboard to win that one.
Tearing it up out there in Hawaii. All right, it is 8:51. We check your weather coming up.
Want unbeatable prices on your next furniture purchase, but also seeking that local hometown feel? Look no further than Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola. Customers rave about their friendly, established staff, as well as their great selection, amazing prices, and second-to-none delivery service. They're a third-generation local business, and they've always got your best interests at heart. Find the look you love for less. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday, but always available online at kelseyfurniture.com. That's kelseyfurniture.com.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana, and vicinity. Let's get to it on a busy and active and moisture-laden one ahead for this week. Cloudy, some wetstone rain breaking out this afternoon, up to 37 for the high. Gusty southeast wind. For tonight, breezy, a period or two of some rain and wet snow early on. Some wet snow accumulation with mixed rain back in after midnight. Accumulations of 1 to as much as 4 inches. Heaviest as you venture just outside and northwest of Champaign. A low down to 33. Tomorrow, windy, cloudy periods of rain. Some areas of fog up to 42. Windy tomorrow night. That rain will mix with and turn over to a bit of snow and some snow showers again after midnight. A little, if any, significant accumulation. A low down to 28. Partly sunny Wednesday and 35. A couple of snow showers here for the day on Thursday. Sprinkle mixed in too at 36. Rain and wet snow shift over to snow here for the day Friday and more so Friday afternoon into Friday night. Some accumulation potential. 35 on Friday. Sharply colder weather. Highs 20 to 25 over the weekend with a couple of snow showers. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
All right, so active pattern this week, and again, can't make the call on exactly what we're getting in Champaign-Urbana because it depends on this and that and this and that and this and that.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of factors. And so we'll just be prepared, but I know it's going to be windy. I think tomorrow we might touch 40 miles an hour, so whatever you got with the grill cover or whatever you got, just know that that's a thing tomorrow, and it'll be driving anything at 40 mile an hour. So we'll get ready for all of that and prepare as we always do. But again, this is the days are longer, friends. The days are longer. Daylight is better. Criminy, we are flipping ahead, spring ahead on the clocks in less than 2 months.
Isn't that awesome?
Early March. When we're getting near the end of the basketball season. How far will Illinois basketball go this year? I like my team.
I think so, too.
I mean, obviously the whole Terrence Shannon thing hurt us a lot, but we're still a very, very good team. And you got a guy like this Marcus Damascus. To my eye, he's getting better. I mean, the guy, when he's toward the end of the Purdue game when we were making our comeback, it was all him. Give him the ball. He's one-on-one. He's going to make the basket. And he's just, I think he ended up with 26. This is the Southern Illinois kid who has really made a splash in his final year of NCAA basketball, but he's really good. And I think Brad Underwood mentioned that in his postgame. Said, hope people understand just how good he is. Matt Painter mentioned how good he is. But to be 6'7" and to be able to do that one-on-one little fade back, all that fadeaway stuff, really good. So we just got to keep getting better and hold on to home court. 2 home games this week. Michigan State, 8 p.m. on Thursday night. And then back at it with Maryland on Sunday at 1. Sunday at 1 is the tip-off for the Maryland game. And they've not been super good this year, but they're all good. Everybody's good. You just got to have a great crowd and win the home games and get as many on the road as you can. But just heads up, it's a little ways away. 16 days from now, we'll play at Northwestern. That'll be a different game. We won by 30 last time. We're not going to win by 30 this time. It'll be competitive, and they're going to really, really be wanting to get us back a little bit. So that's an asterisk. They beat Michigan State last night in Evanston, and they already beat Purdue in Evanston. Totally could happen. So we got to be careful.
Okay.
Got to be careful. All right, we'll be back tomorrow and do this again. Don't forget the Stever sitting there at gostever.com. $50 to eat steak at the Long Branch Steakhouse.
Yeah, if you haven't experienced that in the last year, it's an awesome place to go in downtown Gifford.
Thank you, Diane.
Enjoy the day.
That's Diane Ducey. I'm Stevie J. Jay Lehman, first hour with Lon and Derek today. Have a great Monday.
Hi, I'm Troy Lands from Lands Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Underground Solutions. Are you tired of dealing with leaky faucets, basement flooding, bursting or leaking pipes? From plumbing maintenance and repairs to installing new water heaters and sump pumps, our goal is to get you up and running as soon as possible. At Lands Plumbing, we have 24/7 emergency service and a team of highly skilled professionals that will work with you to get the job done right the first time. I'm Troy Lands. You can count on my company because you can count on me.
Don't miss your chance to cheer on Fighting Illini basketball this season.
Deafening in here, 15,000, another sellout.
We need all of Illini Nation to help us defend State Farm Center.
And Illinois overcomes their largest deficit of the season.
Great seat locations are still available for you to see Illinois basketball live this season. The Illini win it! Get your tickets today at fightingillini.com.
Hi, this is Chris Jackson with Kramer Siding and Window. And whatever your project, you can count on Kramer Siding to offer you the best products backed by the best warranties in the business and a lifetime of great customer service. And right now, you can save 10% on roofing, sunrooms, and decks, get 15% off gutter helmet, and you can save 25% on preservation siding, windows, and doors. So call today or visit us at kramersiding.com and let's get started on your project.
Hi, this is Amanda Jean, the founder and planner of Inspire Your Wedding and Events. Join us for premier, interactive, inspirational, and immersive wedding showcase, bringing together wedding vendors and couples from all over Central Illinois. Curated design looks for your ceremony and reception table decor, savory and sweet bites, alongside complimentary signature cocktails and champagne as you walk the space enjoying, connecting, learning, and booking wedding vendors for your magical day. For more information about attendee tickets, go to inspireyour.com.
During challenging times, family and health come first. This is Starla Carr with Provident Financial Group. Many of us have spent the past year feeling a little bit out of control. There are steps you can take to help plan for a better financial future. Now is the time to take action and create a financial plan that's right for you. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.